Bristol Community College, Mathematics with Dan Avedikian, Math 060, Topics in Developmental Mathematics, Section 4.9, Problem 9. This is Section 4.9, Problem 9. It says Robin invests $1,500 at 9% interest compounded monthly. How much will she have in 4 years? So the first thing with any of these finance questions is which of the two formulas to use, simple interest or compound interest. And it's mentioned right here, compounded, so we have to use a compound interest formula. That's the bigger, kind of more complicated looking one. The compound interest formula is A equals P times in parentheses 1 plus R over N to the N times T. So fill it in. A is the final amount, that's what we want to solve. P is the principal or initial investment for this problem is $1,500. Open your parentheses, 1, this is just always 1, that's part of the formula, plus R is the rate as a decimal. 9% as a decimal is 0.09, N is the number of times compounded per year. So what type of compounding do we have? We have monthly compounding, so the number of times compounded would be 12, because there's 12 months in the year. So for monthly compounding, N is equal to 12. I have an exponent of N times T. So again, N is 12 for monthly compounding. T, time in years, so this is 4 years. So times 4, 4 years, T is 4. So that's how it fills in. Again, we have some order of operations to deal with here. You have a multiplication, you have some parentheses, you have a divide, you have an add, you have an exponent, all kinds of things are going on. So when you have multiple things going on, you have to refer to your order of operations, which says you must do parentheses first. So I will deal with the parentheses first. Even within the parentheses, there's an add and a divide. The fraction is really a divide. You need to do the divide first. So let's start with that. A equals 1,500. That'll stay for now. Parentheses 1 plus, that'll stay for now. 0.09 over 12 is 0.0075. Close the parentheses, and I can actually multiply the exponent. I mean, technically I can wait until the work in parentheses is done, but I'll do it now. How did I get this number? 0.0075. What you want to do is this fraction here, 0.09, the numerator, divide by the denominator with your calculator, and it'll tell you that it is 0.0075. So that's where that number came from. Now, to finish my work in parentheses, I want to add 1 to that. That's easy to do. So the 1,500 in front of the parentheses will stay. 1 plus 0.0075 is 1.0075. And the exponent is 48. Now, at this point, we're down to 2 operations that need to be done. We need to do a multiply, 1,500 times the parentheses, and we need to do an exponent. The parentheses raised to the 48th power. So it's not the value in parentheses times 48. It's the parentheses times the parentheses times the parentheses times the parentheses 48 times. So in that, the exponent needs to be done before the multiply. So let's deal with that exponent. So the 1,500 will stay for one more step. 1.0075 times itself 48 times. You really need a calculator for that, especially one with an exponent button. 48 times, even with a regular standard function calculator, is too many times. So you want to enter the base, 1.0075 on your calculator, press your exponent button, which on many calculators is this up arrow called a caret. That's what you press for exponents. Enter the exponent, in this problem is 48, it equals. Now some calculators have a little different exponent button, so you'd enter the base, press the exponent button, which looks like this, x to the y power. It's the same thing. It depends on the brand of calculator. So, whichever version you have, let's do that enormous exponent right now. So, clear the screen, make sure it's clear, put in the base, 1.0075, press the exponent button, one of those two, enter the exponent of 48, hit equals, and that huge exponent comes out to 1.43140533. That's the number on the screen. Now, that's a lot more decimals than I need, and I will round it off, but not until the end of the problem. For now, I'm just going to leave that on the screen of the calculator. That's on my screen. I'm just going to leave it, and I'm going to do times the number in front. So times 1,500. So the 1.43 something is on my screen now. I'll go times 1500 equals, and now the calculator says A is 2147.108. So a lot of those decimals just went away anyway. That's still more than I need. So this answer is in terms of money. So more than 2 places after the decimal is meaningless in terms of money. You want how many cents? So this 8 here is just big enough to make it 11 cents. So if it was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, we'd just chop it at 10 cents. 6, 7, 8, 9, you'd bump it up to 11 and chop the rest, which is the case we have. It's big enough to bump it up to 11 cents. So my final answer is $2,147.11. So if Robin deposits $1,500 now at 9% compounded quarterly, after 4 years she'll have $2,147.11.